Welcome back, everyone. Sorry I haven't been uploading lately. It has been my last week of holidays and I start uni next week. So I've been enjoying the last week, really just keeping my eyes off the screen and just enjoying the cold weather here in Melbourne. But let's just talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is still looking very, very strong, but we have a very, very big announcement this week and we have the GDP quarter growth coming from the US. And this is really going to be the official announcement if America is in recession or not, which is on July 28th. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you guys do not trade on these days. Don't trade on Wednesday, so don't trade the day before. Maybe don't even trade on the Tuesday. Don't even trade on the Thursday. Don't trade on the Friday. Maybe give it till the following week. The reason for that is any big announcement will have very, very big headaches and the market can really go up and down multiple times within a couple hours. So if you remember the last big announcement we had, which was on July 13th, when the US announced their inflation rate, the market actually went up a lot and then dumped and then went back up again. That's how quick it went within like the span of 10 hours. So, it's very, very tough to trade around market announcements unless you have insider trading, unless you actually know someone on the floor who's giving you the inflation numbers. It's probably best generally to avoid those times for trading. What about investing? What about if cryptos go cheap? By all means, Bitcoin, ETH, if they go cheap in the announcement, no worries. Green light for me anyway to buy them. But anything else, I wouldn't really be touching. Altcoins are still way too volatile. But let's just have a look at Bitcoin and see how we're tracking because it's played out almost exactly like I've been talking about in my previous videos where we finally managed to break that one mark at around that 22.5K and on good volume. If you know me, I talk about the Wyckoff methods a lot and I talk about volume a lot. So we had a very, very good healthy volume. We had a test here, which basically just meant we had very, very low volume showing that everyone was holding their Bitcoin and not selling it. And then we had our breakout. We broke the one mark on clean cut right through it. And then I said we'd come back at some point to test the one mark at around that 22.5K, which is what we've done. The good news is that we've sort of had this area where we've been testing the red bars here. Now, if you look at the volume again, you can see the volume decreasing. So you can see clear decrease in volume. The other news is that you can see the spreads, that's the difference between the open and the close price, are quite small. So on the 20th of July, we had a spread of 0.74% negative. So Bitcoin really didn't go down much at all. The next day we had probably a shakeout. So this is your shakeout bar, uptrend. The market shakes out, tries to go underneath the one mark before getting bought back up and closing strong on the 21st of July. So that's a sign of strength. And then the next day, again, you get decreased volume with a small spread of just negative 2%. The next day, you get even lower volume, this time with a 1% spread. So without a doubt, on the daily chart, Bitcoin looks fantastic. Now, like I said, around the news, we don't know what's going to happen with this recession word that's been going around. You don't know how the market's going to react. Definitely Bitcoin will get tested. So I do expect a sell-off with Bitcoin. But see how the market reacts. If they scoop it up, that means that definitely this low from the 18th of June at around that 17.5K will definitely be the low. If Bitcoin gets bought up, then I can't imagine what it would take to sell it because the last bit of bad news I can really see is this recession word in America for the year. This is the absolute worst announcement that we can get in terms of the market and how we'll react. So see how it plays out. You can probably tell I don't really care because generally the smart money or the whales will use those news announcements to drop the price, get the weak holders to sell them, and then they'll just buy more of it. So that's why I don't really care about what the media says in this recession words and all that. It really doesn't matter in the big picture of things. Bitcoin and crypto are still very much healthy in the long term. So don't pay too much attention in the short term. But like I said, Bitcoin looking very good. You had your test here on the 17th of July. Not many people are selling. It's getting scooped up. So I do expect Bitcoin to get to higher prices. How high? Look, I really want us to have a test at that 26.5K, which would be the big drop or the big capitulation that we had on the 13th of June. If we can get back to that mark, that would be really good. But I expect major, major, major resistance in this area here for months. I would take it. So anywhere between 26.5K and 32.5K. So that would be this region here. So I know it's a bit of a big region, but do expect Bitcoin to have a very, very tough time going between this. But that's okay. It might be time to say, okay, maybe I'll start dollar cost averaging a bit more aggressively in Bitcoin because I'm starting to see it really start to come up to higher ground now. You can dollar cost average on the way up. Everyone likes to dollar cost average on the way down, but you just don't know how far down it can go, right? No one knew that Bitcoin was going to get to these levels from November last year. So you would have been dollar cost averaging all the way down and really just getting wrecked on each and every dip. But waiting for the consolidation and then the breakout of that consolidation, you have confirmation that yes, you're buying at a higher mark. It would have been nice to get this low, but you just don't know at the time and you have to live with that. If you have a look at, say, Ethereum as well, Ethereum is looking pretty close to Bitcoin as well. You can see a very, very close mirror image of it too. It did break its one mark. Previously, its one mark was here at around that $1,434 per ETH. So again, there's your test or, basically confirming that during the selling under average volume on the 17th, not many people are selling their ETH. And then you get the big breakout above and you break the 1 mark on clean cut volume and some consolidation in this area now before we hopefully start to make higher highs. It is still looking very, very good as much as Bitcoin. I do like it a little bit more than Bitcoin simply just because of this bar here on the 22nd. So you can see 22nd of July, it looks pretty similar to the 17th of July. See how they're very similar in the volume bar? This one's slightly lower. You can see spread negative 2.55% here, 1.27%. Either way, not much spread in the day difference in ETH. You can see a lot of people are not selling their ETH, and even on high volume, it still had a very narrower spread. So this screams strength to me in ETH. So I'm very confident that ETH will go higher from here on out for the time being until I see something really, really big warning in ETH. I will make a video on it, but at the moment, there's just so many signs that we can point to saying, okay, ETH definitely had support coming in and a lot of times. You can basically see a lot of them in this chart here, starting with here. You've got the selling climax happening here. You can see another selling climax coming here. You can see very, very big volume bars coming in to support the market and push the market up above its 50%. You've got a clean cut above the 1 mark. I can go on and on, guys. There's so much confirmations here that I can see. I'm like, yeah, this is looking strong. Always have a plan in place, of course, but it's looking good. I would be shocked if anything bad happened. Let's have a look at USDT dominance because I talk about this a lot on my channel. Basically, you want USDT dominance to go down. That means money is flowing into alts. Okay, and you're seeing USDT dominance, you can see had lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, hence the downtrend, and now we're consolidating just under the 50%, which is fantastic to see. So it just gives you a bit of an idea that, okay, the market is clearly, selling the USDT, putting them into alts, hence you're seeing total market cap 2 and 3 start to go for higher highs. So again, you're seeing in total market cap 2, the 1 mark goes higher, and then total market cap 3, you're seeing break out the 1 mark as well. Really, really important that this total 3 actually looks very, very good moving forward because we just can't expect ETH to be carrying the alts on a chart. Hence, total market cap 3 is a true representation of the alts together. Like I said in my previous videos, if you look at a chart and you're looking at charts, your crypto, your altcoin should at least look similar to this. If your altcoin does not look like that, you've got a crap altcoin. That is your benchmark because that is the average of all the altcoins put together, including stablecoins, but very, very important that your altcoin looks at least as good as that. If it does not look as good as that on a chart, you have a crap crypto. What are some crap cryptos? My big crappy crypto of the week goes to Polkadot. Polkadot has just looked absolutely like a lazy person trying to get out of bed. I mean, really, Polkadot has just struggled. They put in a new low on the 13th of July. A lot of cryptos actually put in a low in June, but this one put it in mid-July before starting to move up. The good news is we do have some volume coming in on the 18th of July, and we still haven't broken this breakout bar, which is around that $6.80, which is good. But you can just see Polkadot is still battling its 50%, and it's just taking forever. A lot of other cryptos have shot past their 1 mark. You saw total market cap 2 and 3. They were up here. They were breaking their 1 mark. Polkadot is still at its 50%. It's lagging way, way behind the rest. And you can even see a bit of a high sell-off day coming in the 22nd of July. So it's not looking good. Chainlink is starting to get a bit of a move on, about to break its 1 mark. Hopefully, you can see we're starting to put in some higher highs from that low that we put in from June. So it's getting higher lows, and we're starting to get some higher highs in the recent couple days, which is fantastic to see. But I want to see Chainlink start to break its 1 mark. If we have a look at, say, something like MATIC, you will clearly see that this has absolutely broken its 1 mark. So there was its 1 mark around that 65-cent mark. It broke it, clean cut, and now it's on the way higher. You can see how much higher this thing's pushed up. That is a strong crypto. Arweave is a crypto I've been recommending recently on my channel because it's just looked really, really good on a chart. It has broken down a little bit, not too much, but I am a little bit disappointed to see just how much volume is happening on the selling. So the 19th and 20th, you can see very big volume bars starting to come into the market, particularly on the 20th of July. You can really see that huge bar, really big spread, opened high, closed low, above average volume, confirming its weakness. So we need people to come up, scoop up Arweave and support the market, showing that this is a great value for this crypto, and then it starts to break its 1 mark at that $17.45. It's still strong. It still broke its previous swing top, which was around that 5th of July mark at $12.34, and really broke out on good volume. If there's one thing you want to look at this chart, just look at the volume. I mean, you can see a lot of activity happening here in the previous couple of weeks, basically the last month. That's at least something to look into and say, okay, a lot of people are buying or selling this crypto. There's a lot of volatility happening here, which is what makes you money. It's a very good thing to look at. Let's have a look at another crypto, and this has by far been the standout show of them all, which is Bond. Bond has just been incredible. It has absolutely skyrocketed, and I mean, I'm just so surprised at how well this has done. The reason why I prefer to take stop losses and not have profit targets is because you might get something like this. So you might have had your breakout, and then you might have bought around the 50%, at the time. Okay, it might have pulled back to its 50%, and maybe you might put your profit target at the 1 mark. You might say, I'll wait for the double top to play at $9.77. But then it ends up breaking past, and then it just ends up running off. But if you keep moving your stop losses underneath, you might get something like this. And this is really where those big gains are had. These are the 3, 4, 5, 6Xs that you will just stumble upon. You can't really predict them. They're just random. I mean, I knew this was going to do good. Hence, I was looking at this a couple of days ago, but I could have never expected it to do this good. So that's just one of those things. Move up your stop losses. Don't have profit targets. Unless you're trading with leverage, then have profit targets because your risk is too much. But if you're trading on spot trading with no leverage, just move your stop losses up. Just move them because sometimes they break out and they never look back. And if you have 20 losses, 30 losses, one big breakout like this can make all of those losses end, and now you've just broken even, or you've even made a huge profit with a nice big buffer. Hence, always move up your stop losses. Don't have profit targets with crypto, I recommend anyway. CRV is still looking very, very good, and expect this one to continue to go up as well. So you can see there was the 1 mark at around that $1.07, call it. I talked about it. I said MATIC, Arweave, and CRV in my previous videos were probably the strongest cryptos, and you would have done very, very well if you actually, heeded that advice, because they ran away. Arweave did pull back, like I said, still in a strong position, but CRV and MATIC kept going and are consolidating at a higher area. So fantastic to see. I do expect the CRV to continue. Guess why? Because of these bars. Look at the red bars, guys. 23rd of July, you can see under average volume, very low spread, 2.5%. You can see 20th of July, low volume, under 20th of July, you can see under average volume, and you can see a spread of 7%. Not the best, but you can see immediately gets bought back up and pushed back up on the 21st of July, completely eliminating these previous 2 days despite there being under average volume, hence showing its strength. Another good crypto that I've been looking at, which has had a bit of a tough time, but this could have a really good run in the next couple of weeks, which is ENJIN. ENJIN's actually struggled a little bit at its 1 mark, so previously coming in at around that 62 cents. But you can see it's just poked its head above the 1 mark, coming back down. There's just too much selling happening here at that double top, and it's not able to really get a moving and really just go in and start consolidating higher. It's just had a tough time, but there is a lot of volume. Should the selling be liquidated, if not many people are selling and you start to see that selling drop off, look for ENJIN to really have one of those massive runs if the selling stops. So you can see very high volume day, up thrust, closes down really weak, extremely high volume. Then on the 22nd of July, you have a decent spread, not as bad as the one from 20th of July, but on the 22nd of July, you see under average volume, a smaller spread, hopefully leading into the week. Now all the selling is done, and now we can go higher with ENJIN. So keep an eye on ENJIN. There's a lot of good cryptos, guys. All of crypto has just continuously been bought back up. But like I said, pay attention to that word recession and how the media react. No one can predict how crypto is going to react, because the whales do whatever you expect. The whales will probably do the opposite. Okay, so just be on the bench, wait for things to play out and see how it goes. But things are looking very, very good. I mean, I am expecting things to continue to go up for the coming days, just because of all the selling. The selling is just, the red bars are so small, and the volume is just so small with the selling days, and the spreads are so narrow. And it really just feels like, all the weekends have been sold. The whales just have to keep buying it up and seeing value in it, and will continue going up. But in terms of the weekends, in terms of the retail, the dumb money, I think they're all done. They're all out of the market now, and they'll be out for the rest of the year probably. So if you're still watching these videos, good on you. These are probably really good times to dollar cost average into Bitcoin and ETH. You can still dollar cost average into MATIC, CRV, and things like that, but not too much, because they can still capitulate further. Altcoins just are too risky still. But you can start to ladder in a little bit and see how it goes. But it's a very personal decision about your financial situation and how you feel exposing yourself to that risk, I suppose. But for me, I trade in and out of the market still with alts, but I am definitely going in a lot harder with ETH at the moment, because I just see that, ETH's probably going to go up from here for at least a little while. But I reserve my right to change my stance should I see Ethereum start to break down in Bitcoin, of course. But I'll keep you guys updated. So if you found this content helpful and you want to see more of my updates, hit the subscribe button, give me a like, give me any feedback you'd like in the comment section below. But until then, everyone, stay safe out there, and I will catch you on the next video.